Okay, I just went through all the things that were wrong with the Milk and Cream Company and realized I hadn't hit the button to record. So I'm not going to go through all that again. Suffice it to say, there are many, many, many mistakes in this. And for no one's fault but mine. The only thing that I think I may end up unstitching is this grass here. I used the wrong. I accidentally pulled the barn color and started stitching it in the barn color instead of the grass color. And then I just mixed and matched it, and I don't think I like the way that looks, so I'm probably going to have to redo that. The cow's off. My counting was completely off on the cow. The cow's supposed to be scooched over this way. Milk and Cream doesn't quite fit. Anyway, there are a number of issues, but it is what it is. I'm not going to take the whole thing out and redo it. I love this pattern. I think it's so cute and beautiful, and you know what? It's going to be what it's going to be. Okay, so let me see. Am I going to talk about this next, or I'm trying to think what my next piece is going to be. Oh, I happened to be at Barnes & Noble with Maddie and picked up The World of Cross Stitching. What version is this? It must be the summer version. I don't see where the date is on this. And there is a design in it that has a train. So I love this. I think it's so pretty. I would like to do this for my father-in-law. I have a Have with a train on it that I started some time ago and haven't really done much on it. And this just seemed a little more doable. This is an Amanda Butler chart called Full Steam Ahead. So I picked up some. I was at Hobby Lobby. I picked up some quick fabric at Hobby Lobby because Julie happens to be closed this week until tomorrow. So I picked up some, cheap fabric from Hobby Lobby and all the flosses, and got just a very small start on this the other night while we were watching Endeavor. Do you guys watch Endeavor on PBS? Or we watch a lot of British TV. And anyway, so we were watching Endeavor the other night, and I was stitching this, and I got just ever the tiniest start on it. And it's an easy chart to follow. It's full coverage, but so I'd like to see if I could maybe get that done for my father-in-law for Christmas. That might be kind of a long shot. It may not be this Christmas. Okay, then two more things to show you before I show you the real stuff. I happened to be chatting with Farm Girl Stitcher, Michelle Rudy, the other day. She said something to me about that she had just finished something by Sub Rosa, and that her designs, you could find her on Etsy. And so, of course, because I'm nosy and like, well, what's this Sub Rosa stuff? I went to Etsy and pulled up designs by Sub Rosa, and something like $68 later, I had downloaded, purchased 5 or 6 charts, really different, unique, interesting, fun, cool charts. And the first one I decided to start is called Stitching Friends, because I want to make this for my friend Colleen. I don't know why, but I looked at this and said, I have to make that for Colleen. And then I started stitching it, and I remember that she had a mouse problem a couple years back, and that she hates mice. So this may not, I don't know, she might not. Anyway, this is called Stitching Friends by Sub Rosa. I love a little mouse on a stitched piece. And I think those two lady mice are so adorable. However, so I was just going to pull fabric that I had and pull floss that I had, use DMC, and, it was all going to be good. I think it's charted in Gentle Arts, but, well, me and my, grand ideas, I pulled this piece of chocolate fabric that was a scrap at Julie's, and thought, oh, won't this red look pretty on that? And so I got the strawberry stitched in the beginning of the little vase that it's sitting on. But I have now tried stitching her dress 3 different times in 3 different colors, and it is not, I am still not happy with it. So I was digging through a drawer the other day, or a cabinet, and I came upon a different project for which I had bought a whole bunch of these cottage garden threads. They look like this. They're 100% cotton. And there was a quilt shop that's no longer open right next door to Julie's, right next door to Reflections. And I had gone in there a couple times, and they sold these cottage garden threads. So it says DMC on it, but I don't know, I'd never seen anything. And they're just beautiful. They're just beautiful threads, very variegated. So I may try to stitch it using these. Like, I have a lot of different ones. I have this one, and I don't know. Okay, so here's the deal. This could be really bad. Okay. Ugh. Maddie had orientation last weekend at Augustana. She's going to Augustana University, which is in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. From our door to her dorm room door is 2 hours and 58 minutes. I am slowly coming to terms with this. She's our youngest. Whew, it's hard for me to even talk about. She's going. She's excited. I'm very excited for her. This is, this is what we train them up for, right? This is, she's going to do great things. She's already been accepted into the nursing program. She's going to double major in nursing and Spanish. She would like to be a traveling nurse in South America. That's where her heart is. She has been to Costa Rica and Guatemala. She's also been to Europe. But her heart is in South America. Anyway, she had orientation. We went up. We decided we have never really been. We've been to South Dakota once when the kids were itty bitty. Like, I think Ryan was a baby. Like, I'm not even sure Maddie was born yet. We were trying to think about that. It's close, right? It's a neighboring state. We just don't go that way very often. So we decided we'd take a few days and go up and go to orientation. Ryan was going to go with us and just browse, just explore, see what was up there. It's a great town. People call it a mini Omaha without the crime. Which I didn't really think crime was that bad in Omaha, but it is like a mini Omaha. There's lots to do. We did an escape room, which you can do that just about anywhere, but we were just looking for some fun things to do, and that was something. And but they have it's Sioux Falls, and the falls are amazing. I'll try to post some pictures. We had a great time, but I kept saying I would like to see if there's a stitching store, because it just felt like it would be that kind of a place that would have a really great stitching store. And so every time I'd get a spare minute, I would go online and look for a stitching store, and I wasn't coming up with anything, and what do you Google stitching stores near me, or, you ask Siri, cross stitch, and then it wasn't coming up. And so, on Friday we spent the whole morning and part of the afternoon at the falls, and we came back and we were going to go to the movies Friday night, and, we had like 3 or 4 hours, and it was really hot when we were there. So everybody kind of wanted to come back and shower and rest, and because we had been hiking, and, but I Googled again, like for no reason, because I'd Googled and there was nothing, and this store came up, and called Shanty Stitches, and it said that it was we were in Sioux Falls, and it said that it was 36 miles away, and I didn't really look, I clicked the little map, but I didn't really look at it, and I'm like, there's a store, and it says it's open, and it's 36 miles away, it'll take us 30 minutes to get there. And the kids were like, oh, no, we don't want to do that. And Brian was like, come on, guys, you know, like, we're going to do this for Mom. Mom wants to, we're going to go. We can hang out in the car, you know, whatever. And I said, I'll drive, you guys can nap, you know, whatever. So we get on the road and quickly realize it is 30 miles due south of Sioux City. So it's really on our way home. So I will pass this store every time I go visit Madeline in Sioux Falls, which she's hoping won't be a whole lot. But we really should have waited until Saturday and just stopped in on our way home. But whatever. I can looking out the kitchen window and there's the most beautiful cardinal sitting in the tree, bright red. Anyway, but they were doing construction, so it's in this town 30 miles from Sioux Falls, little teeny tiny town, and they were doing construction in between Sioux Falls and this little town, and it took us almost an hour to get there because of construction, but nonetheless. So and I tell my family, they're going to stay in the car. I said, we don't know what this is going to be like. This could be this probably won't take very long. It looked like it was a little tiny store. It was in it was kind of on an old main street kind of a thing, and there were like antique stores on either side, and it had a skinny front and a little teeny front door, and I thought it's probably not very big inside, and it wasn't huge inside. I will post pictures. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about it. So it's called Shanty Stitches. It is the only cross-stitch store, and she does have quilting, but it is the only cross-stitch store in the whole of South Dakota. That's the only one. The fact that it is 30 miles from my daughter's university just cracks me up. It is in an old building that it took them 2 years to renovate their part of this building. The ceiling, part of the ceiling, that there had been a fire and water had sat in the ceiling, and it was that pressed tin ceiling. So part of the ceiling had to be redone, and they found matching tin in the floor of another building. That when they tore that building down, they allowed them to take this to finish their ceiling. The floor came from the old bowling alley in town. It is beautifully redone. It is very old and antique-y and primitive on the inside, with every kind of imaginable cross-stitch and quilting pattern around. Now, I'm sure that Julie has a lot of this stuff, and to be honest with you, I didn't spend a lot of time looking at the cross-stitch stuff because I knew, Julie's got everything, and Julie will order anything I need, but it's always fun to go look at somebody else's cross-stitch, and I did buy some cross-stitch, but I really went crazy with the quilting. So let's start with the cross-stitch. I have 2 minutes. Let me see if I can show you. This was done. This was a model finished on the shelf. It's a Lizzie Kate. I've never seen this. I'm sure it's been around. I'm sure lots of people have done it. It's called Aging Artfully. All the floss came with it. I went ahead and Ginny is the proprietor of the little shop, Shanty Stitches. I had her go ahead and cut me a piece of fabric, and I actually started this. And anyway, it's called the ABCs of Aging Artfully. And so it looks like this, if you guys have seen it. And I went ahead and got a start on it this weekend. Couldn't wait. We came home on Saturday, and I think this is pretty much all I worked on in between loads of laundry and whatever else. But here's my little start on. Those colors are just, fantastic. Then I got, this was also, I think every cross-stitch thing I got more cross-stitch. This was also done as a model, and this is the Cricket collection, A Walk in the Woods. Look at that. Look at that butterfly. The nest, the bee caught my eye, but when you look at it, the feather, I love everything about this. This one, I'm pretty sure Julie has this, or had it at one time, but I saw the model. This is a La-Di-Da Peace House. I love that. I know somebody I would like to make that for. Okay, I'm at $14.49. I'm going to have to do one more video.